Living Opera, Understanding Diversity. Today we have quite an episode for you, featuring the debut of my very own music video, followed by a crucial conversation from the founder of the Black Administrators of Opera. My name is Wheezy, and welcome to Loud. And here we are, the final episode of Season 2 of Loud, where we showcase local BIPOC talent and other artists who inspire and give voice to contemporary performance. We'd like to begin in solidarity with this land acknowledgement.
Loud acknowledges the 22 Native nations in Arizona that inhabit these lands, where they have lived, where they have worked for centuries. We recognize Native and Indigenous people are an integral part of our community. We thank them for their strength and resilience in protecting this land. With this truth spoken, we hope to build mutual respect and connection across all barriers of heritage and difference, and share our gratitude for the Native American, Indigenous, Alaska Native, and Pacific Islander communities that lead, inform, and partner to advance all communities across Arizona.
As usual, we start our episode off with our local artists. And this week, I was asked if I myself could contribute. Well, yes. Some of you may be familiar with my work as a dance coach and an arena host for the NBA and WNBA, which I have had the privilege to do for the past 17 years. But what you may not know is, I am also a singer, and going by the name of Javi Star. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy my newest music video and my original song, I Got You.
I always thought it was too dangerous to fall for someone like you, yeah. Say that this is love, baby. All I know is that I can't get you out of my head. One will never do, no, never do it. Ain't gonna kill my lonely nights. It takes two to make a thing go right. You and I are destiny and cue. All the things we'll do. I got you. It's like you fell out of the sky. And in broad daylight, you wouldn't run me blind. Something has come over me, and I can't believe what you've done to me, baby. Yeah. One will never do, no, never do it. Ain't gonna kill my lonely nights. It takes two to make a thing go right. You and I are destiny and cue. All the things we'll do.
Hey, body day, I must admit I was stuck in my ways. You had me open like a book and you turned the page. Our story ain't perfect, but it's right for us. And we was both button, but enough's enough. But yo, I need your love like I need my hobby. I need your hugs, cause that's how we speak. And it takes two, you and I, we so deep. And you, I got you, yes, maybe, probably.
So, what did you think? Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as we enjoyed filming. And now it's time for the taste of the episode, where again, our friends down in Tucson at the Citizen Hotel are pairing wine for us. Well, let's take a sip.
Hello and and welcome back to the Taste of the Episode. My name, as you all know, is Courtney Clark. I am the Director of Community Alliances at Arizona Opera. Again, we have the wonderful Monica Lane, owner of the Citizens Hotel. Yes, and also we have eventpreneur Ashley LaRussa, and finally, wine connoisseur Rachel Fraser Johnson joining us. So glad to have you again.
Thank you.
Wow, let's get into this.
This is a rosé from New Zealand made by 2 black women. As a general concept, when you purchase, when you buy, when you have a bottle of wine, they say these are the grapes that are in it and it will probably taste like this.
This is not the case here.
This is not the case here. They never told the
secret.
varietals. I don't know what's in this bottle.
It's a
No
surprise.
clue. I have some guesses. Only way to know what's in it is to what?
Taste
Drink
it.
it.
Let's do
That's
it.
Let's do it.
Oh, it smells so good. I mean, it is a natural facelift.
Oh, I like it.
Celebratory.
Very bright, very fruit forward.
This feels like a wine for a bride. This is a very celebratory wine, something that you would have on a special day.
Yes.
Something in celebration.
This is the wine for the bridal shower.
Shower.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Javi Star. Big personality.
Uh-huh.
That's a note I taste.
Big bubbles.
Big bubbles.
Style.
Ooh, style.
Yes.
They put Javi Star in the bottle.
I love the opera. My mother is the person who brought me to the opera. That age, my mother is white and I am black and people think of me as black and blah, blah, blah. You know, she's like, you have to be in this space.
She was right.
She was right. You nailed it. She was right. To be able to be in that rarefied air and feel like I was welcome changed my world.
Whether you know it or not, artivism is a real thing.
Ooh, I like that.
Artivism.
It is.
I know it is scary politically, but that's the audience that we need to captivate, those that are comfortable clinging to this message, that really need to hear that there are people working.
I think what leads to the uncomfortableness is not having the individuals behind the scenes working and helping tell those stories.
The representation.
You need the culture not in front, but also behind.
And we need to also hear those stories on stage.
Yeah.
And those stories need to be written by people of color.
Absolutely.
The only way that changes is if I'm here, you're here, you're here, you're, and I'm specifically pointing at
That's
4
that
black women.
representation you were talking about.
Exactly. That's the only way that changes. That's why I do what I do in wine, in hotel, in art, in opera.
We need it.
What she said.
It's right here.
Amen. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And please go get some of this wine.
Really, it's fantastic. Cheers, ladies. Thank you. Thank you.
And finally, it's time for our Discover segment, where we dig a little deeper on the BIPOC opera experience. Quo Johnson, who founded the Black Administrators of Opera, was our guest this week, and she had incredible insight on the arts and BIPOC perspectives. So let's hear her message now.
The arts allow people to be in a space where they can shift. I am a classically trained pianist and preacher's kid. My dad's a preacher and a church musician, and all of my siblings were all musicians and artists in our own way. And I did not care for opera when I first saw it. It was not until I actually had the time to sit and separate the stories that were being told from the art form that was being upheld. Opera is community, and opera is putting all of these beautiful, amazing methods of expression and communication together to tell a story. So I realized that in order for people to truly engage, we have to be better stewards of art and better vessels of making that connection between people. The Black Administrators was formed in response to the murder of George Floyd. in response to the companies responding to the murder of George Floyd. A lot of opera companies jumped onto this bandwagon of, we will put out solidarity statements. Here are some black squares, Black Lives Matter. Despite best intentions, because I am an arts administrator and because I am a black arts administrator, I knew that a lot of these companies were placing additional pressure on black administrators to absolve them of guilt, to approve their words. Suddenly everybody is now aware of what we've been living all of our lives. Because of that, there was this assumption that they could handle it and that they could take care of it. They just needed to learn at the expense of the comfort and the health of black administrators. I reached out just to check up on people and told them to reach out to other administrators, and then said, hey, y'all, let's gather. And that turned into regular gatherings and regular meetings, and that turned into an official space. What we saw was that people in different parts of the country who had never met, never had any conversation, were saying the same thing. There are a lot of black administrators being hired as firsts right now. And I'm always mindful of what it means to be the first, because that means the space has not been shaped for you. Because of that, there is also a lot of opportunity for black administrators to shape a space. I say this all the time, not everything is ours to carry. People might throw it at us and we might catch it. Have the confidence to give all of that stuff back and say, this is not mine to carry, and it's not mine to carry alone. People are still compartmentalizing when racial justice, when racial equity, when racism should be addressed. People are still compartmentalizing that and not understanding that it's a life you live, not a box that you check, not an accolade that you put on your resume. There's always a space of healing that has to be present. Healing is making sure that I know that I matter, and making sure other people know they matter as well. The Black Administrators of Opera, at the end of the day, is an intentional space for healing, for community, and to progress the racial equity and the racial justice work of the opera field here in the United States. It's a space for us, by us, with the intention of making sure that Black administrators in the opera field have a space where they are heard, where they are seen, where they are valued. And what we wanted to do was bring all of these amazing, extremely capable Black administrators together for the first time. It's created such a beautiful moment and such a meaningful moment, but to see so many Black administrators in absolute joy, absolute uninhibited joy, to see people who I could tell were normally alone and the only ones in the space, to now be surrounded by people who just get it, to build new things together, to be supported in a way that allowed them to return to their organizations with that much more support and that much more confidence, because they know they have an entire community behind them. And to have the support of companies who said, we understand it's an all-Black space, we won't be there, but here are the resources, and we look forward to being in community with you. It was profound. Programs like LOUD, and I love the acronym, right? And I love it, what it means to be loud. This is what it means to have agency, encouraging other people to be just as loud with their own voices and their own stories. We support people, we disrupt the system, unapologetically. Supporting people provides organizations with an opportunity, if they actually engage in the content in a way that is as radical as healing can and should be.
I would like to take one last moment to echo the words of Ms. Johnson, that programs like these are great steps, instrumental steps to investing in our community. And it is a joy to know that the Arizona Opera is taking those steps. And now, it's up to you, not only to ensure that everyone has a voice at the table, but that those voices are clearly understood. Thank you so much again, and it has truly been my pleasure to host this season of Loud. Thank you to the Arizona Opera. I'm Wheezy, and we'll see you next time.